Hey rhythm guitar rockers, today I'm going to give you some really cool alternatives to using bar chords. They're very simple chords in the sense they're just major and minor chords, but the fingering is kind of complex. But once you get used to it, the sounds of them are actually very colorful, even though we're only playing on 3 strings. So what's going to happen here is that we're going to be playing on the 6th string, the 4th string, and the 3rd string. We're going to be skipping over our 5th string. Now, the way that you actually play these chords is that whatever finger is on your lowest or thickest string, the 6th string in this case, you are going to be kind of sloppy with that finger, and you're going to lean that finger so it touches against your 5th string. So when you're strumming, you're going through 4 strings, but the sound of 3 strings is only coming through because you're muting your 5th string. Now, there is a little bit of a sound that happens when you mute, but the volume of the notes are so much louder that you'll never hear that little thud or click. It'll just be buried by the sounds of the notes. So if you do it right, you won't hear your 5th string at all. So what I played in the opening sequence, the first chord was a C major chord. So if you take a look at the major column, on the top of that column, the first diagram, I'm playing that particular shape with the root note on the 8th fret, and I'm building that whole shape around that. So the root note, the R that's on the 6th string, is on the 8th fret, so that makes it a C major chord. Then I go to a G major chord. Now I'm using the middle diagram where the root note is on the D string, and that is going to occur, that shape occurs between the 5th and the 7th fret. So that makes a G major chord. Then I move to a minor chord, which is an A minor, and I'm going to take the top diagram of the minor column shapes, and I'm going to move it between the 2nd and the 5th fret. So the root note is on the 5th fret of your low E string, so that makes it an A minor chord. Then what I do is I go to an F major chord. Now all I have to do is keep my hand there, and I just take my first finger that is on the 2nd fret of my D string, and I move it up 1 fret. Now I'm making the shape that's the middle diagram in the major column. C major, G major, A minor, F major. C major, G major, A minor, F major. Now, some of you may know about chord inversions. That's where the root note isn't always the lowest pitch note. Some of them actually do have the root note as the lowest note, but because we're skipping over the 5th string, the next interval or the next note of the chord isn't where it typically is. We actually skip up to a higher pitch to play another note of the chord, and that's actually what makes it sound cool. So some of them are inversions, and that makes it sound cool, but in the ones in which the root note is the bass note of the chord, the reason why it might sound different is because of that large gap between your lowest note and then your next highest note. They're very cool alternatives to using bar chords. So not all of them are total finger breakers, but you just need to get used to being able to do these types of chords, and you can actually have a different type of coloring to your chords. Remember, always have fun with your guitar, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like that video, you're going to love this brand new e-guide that's totally free. The link is in this video's description, or you can go to rhythmguitarlessons.net/capital P, lowercase r, lowercase o.